journalists for those questions. I'll start with the question by Mandova. Yes, he asked about the national backbone, what efforts are being done, and also to look at ways that we've done, especially in terms of electricity. I totally agree to what you said, but on this program, we are partnering with the Presidential Solarization Scheme to just make sure we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We realize that there have been efforts which have been put to connect our rural areas on solar, so we'll also capitalize on that. Secondly, Sterling doesn't consume a lot of electricity. So even for us to have a deliberate move on even installing solar, we are also going to consider that in areas where the presidential solarization scheme would not have reached. And there are questions around saying which one is our primary connectivity plan as government. We still insist on fiber as a government, and we are just connecting the low Earth orbit satellites where there is no connectivity. The presidential internet scheme is meant to bridge the digital divide, especially considering that we have got the rural areas and the urban areas. We realize that, especially in the rural areas, we have been very much limited considering the current infrastructure that we're using. So I would like to say we are going to deploy solar, and at the same time, we want to just make sure that we have connectivity in areas where there is no connectivity, especially in the rural areas. The second question was from Messi, and then she said, do you have private sector involvement? Definitely, that's a yes. Our government, led by His Excellency Dr. Edwin Nagagwa, has been very clear on private-led development. And as the Minister of ICT, being an economic enabler, we are not spared. We believe so much in private player involvement, and to the extent that within the war plan, this is the first phase where we are going to look at connecting all the 2,400 watts. But it's a matter of us then engaging all our telco players and at least assigning them to some certain areas where we really feel there hasn't been very much connectivity. And you realize that on the low Earth orbit satellites, we have got players which are mainly from the private sector. So we believe that there is need for us to continuously engage, share the plan to them, and definitely they are on board from the onset.
For these and more stories, click subscribe or follow, and visit 3mob.com.